Hey everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyers guy. Thought I'd come on here, do a quick video, do a video about Ray Emery. Yesterday was the anniversary of when yesterday was the anniversary of when Ray Emery signed with the Philadelphia Flyers. And I was going to do a video yesterday about it, but I didn't really have a chance to. So I thought I'd come on here belatedly and talk about Ray Emery today. So I remember the summer of, I remember Ray Emery was a goalie, and I remember him when the Philadelphia Phantoms played the Binghamton Senators in 2003. It was around like December 29th or 28th or something. And they had a game at the Spectrum against the Binghamton Senators. Ray Emery was the goaltender for the Binghamton Senators. All hell broke loose in that game. Gil Little over the pile to try to fight Ray Emery. It was a pretty good game. And that is my first impression of Ray Emery. He was a tough guy. He was a tough goalie. Let me tell you, the guy was tough. He even took boxing lessons as well. So, many years later, Ray Emery was still on the Binghamton Senators the year after, which was the lockout season. Most likely, Ray Emery would have played for the Sens if there was a season that year. So, Ray Emery was playing for the Binghamton Senators at the time. His second season as a Binghamton Senator. And I remember there was this clip, this one game where tough guy Josh Gratton fought Ray Emery. It was crazy. It was a goalie fight. Nobody ever referenced this goalie fight. It was really one of the first times you ever see a player fight a goalie. So that's when I started noticing Ray Emery a lot more. Many years later, he ended up with the Ottawa Senators for a couple of years. I remember he played for Ottawa for a couple of years. And then, going into the summer of 2009, it was many months after the Flyers were eliminated in the first round against the Penguins. And this is when the Flyers started the Flyers wanted to be like a Stanley Cup contender. So they signed Ray Emery, a goaltender, in 2009, 2010. In the summer of 2009, they signed Ray Emery. And when I heard the news, I went on Twitter, heard the news the Flyers had just signed goaltender Ray Emery. I was a little skeptical about it. He was kind of a hothead, and he kind of had a temper. But then I was actually excited about him coming to Philly. It was a great moment for the Flyers organization, and a great moment for Flyers fans. Ray Emery had a pretty decent start to the season, and he played solid in that until late in the season, Ray Emery suffered a serious injury, and he would miss the remainder of the season. And then I think they sent him down to Adirondack for a game, and I think he was a goalie in one of their games. And at the time, Flyers needed a solution, so they would try to bring up multiple goalies to correct this. They tried Johan Backlund, but he ended up getting hurt. Again, he ended up on the injured list. He was the second injured goalie for the Philadelphia Flyers. And then the Flyers, they brought up Michael Leighton for a few games. I remember it was a game against the Florida Panthers, and Florida just absolutely, they were destroying the Flyers in that game. Brian Boucher suffered an injury in that game. he was the third goalie that was injured for the Flyers. And Boucher had an injured finger. His finger was injured, so he had to miss the remaining couple. He had to miss a lot of games. So they brought Michael Leighton in. Michael Leighton played well. He did pretty well. Michael Leighton played well. And he had a very good record as the Flyers goalie. Flyers were in dire straits that year. A lot of people, a lot of skeptics were saying the Flyers had no chance of making the playoffs, and they fired their coach, John Stevens, running Peter Laviolette, and that kind of helped the team, but things kept getting worse for this hockey team. But they started to get better as Michael Leighton started to catch lightning in a bottle. Flyers season was on the line against the New York Rangers. We all know what happens. They won that game. Flyers won that game. And a shootout. They made the playoffs. Beat the Devils in 5 games. Beat the Bruins in 7 games, which was the epic comeback over Boston. Being down 3 games to 0. And then Leighton played very good in the series against the Montreal Canadiens. Flyers went on to beat the Canadiens in 5 games to capture the Eastern Conference Championship. In 2010, Flyers made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. They lost games 1 and games 2. Rallied back in game 3, won game 4, and then won game 3, and overtime won game 4. But ended up losing game 5 and game 6 when Michael Leighton led in a very soft goal that cost the Flyers a chance of winning the Stanley Cup against the Blackhawks. Ray Emery was then traded to the Chicago Blackhawks in the season after this. Ray Emery was then traded to the Chicago Blackhawks, where he played for the Blackhawks for 2 seasons. He won the Stanley Cup with the Chicago Blackhawks. I honestly think that Ray Emery would have stayed healthy. Flyers would have probably won the Stanley Cup, and probably it would have been Ray Emery. Ray Emery would have had his first Stanley Cup in Philadelphia. So honestly, I think if he wouldn't have got hurt, Flyers would have been Flyer. If he wouldn't have got hurt, Flyers would have most definitely won the Stanley Cup. But it seems to be a recurring thing for the Flyers that every time they get a goalie, something happens, and then we all say if they would have stayed healthy, we would have won a cup. And it's been a theme after that. And case in point, Sergei Bobrovsky, who played for the Flyers from 2010-11 to 2011-12. Flyers ended up trading Bobrovsky, and now Bobrovsky is in the Stanley Cup Finals with the Florida Panthers. This is a recurring thing from the Flyers, and I think they've learned from that. I think with Danny Briere in charge, I think they've learned from their mistakes. Also, after that, Ray Emery came back to the Philadelphia Flyers. He had his second stint with the Philadelphia Flyers in 2013. 2014, he played well, although he still had that nagging injury. He still had pain in his leg from that injury he had last season. It was his hip. I think it was his hip. And so he had a couple more stints with the Philadelphia Flyers from 2013, 2014 to 2014, 2015. And Ray Emery played well. He was a backup for Steve Mason in 2012 and 2013, 2014. He played well, and when Mason got hurt in the last game of the season against game against the Penguins in April of 2014. Ray Emery had to come in relief for Steve Mason. Ray Emery played well in the Stanley Cup playoffs against the New York Rangers. Mason came back, so Ray Emery was basically a backup once again when Mason returned. Flyers were eliminated by the Rangers in 7 games in the first round, and Ray Emery's last season as a Flyer was in 2014, 2015. He had an alright season. Not really the best record, but he did play well in some games. He kept the Flyers in games when he had to. But Steve Mason was still the guy, and Ray Emery was just a backup. And to tell you the truth, honestly, I think Ray Emery, to me, I thought that he was not a backup goalie. I thought that he was meant to be a starting goaltender. That's how I feel about that. Many years later, I met Ray Emery at a Flyers Carnival, and I gotta tell you, it was really good meeting him. Such a nice guy. I met him along with other goaltenders, such as Bernie Farad, Robert Esch, and Steve Mason as well. I have a picture of that in my room somewhere. If you ever seen a Flyers Corner coming up about that, so you should check it out. Unfortunately, Ray Emery passed away in a boating accident sometime around, I would say, 2018. And when we got the news about this, it was such sad news. It's just a horrible thing to hear about such a great goaltender, such a great guy. Always remember, Ray Emery as a very tough goaltender. Like, he was a throwback to those tough guy goaltenders. Guys like Ron Hextall, guys like Billy Smith, guys like Mike Richter. He was a throwback to those type of goaltenders. And that's what I liked about Ray Emery. He would go out there and he would wear his heart on his sleeve. He was all heart out there. And I remember when he would have a temper too. I remember when he gave Braden Holtby the beating of his life in a game one time. Flyers were getting destroyed in a game against the Caps. And the fans were screaming. They wanted to get out of his head. They were upset. They were angry. And Ray Emery knew he had to do something. Ray Emery was like, I'm tired of this. It's time for me. It's time for us to take a stand. Not only did the Flyers fight the Capitals players, but Ray Emery went after Braden Holtby and gave him one hell of a thrashing. And that turned things around for the Philadelphia Flyers that season. Flyers were on a tear, and they even made the Stanley Cup playoffs that year. So Ray Emery was a guy that would give the team momentum, and that's exactly what he did for this hockey team. Ray Emery was one of the toughest goaltenders that we have ever had. And it was truly an honor to have him play here. And I would like to put this video out in memory of Ray Emery, one of my favorite Philadelphia Flyers goaltenders. And it was a shame that it had to end for him. A man who won a Stanley Cup with the Chicago Blackhawks, who could have won a Stanley Cup with the Flyers. One of the best Flyers goaltenders ever, Ray Emery. Say what you like about him. Say he was a hothead, he had a temper, but the man had heart. The man had heart. And I want to thank Ray Emery for his contributions to this hockey team. And I truly hope that Ray Emery gets inducted into the Flyers Hall of Fame. I know his time here wasn't memorable, but he did give us some good memories as well. So folks, I hope the Flyers can induct Ray Emery into the Hall of Fame, Flyers Hall of Fame, and I hope that the Wells Fargo Center has a Ray Emery night honoring Ray Emery. I'm Timmy Flyers guy, and that's really all I have to say. Thank you guys, and like I said, I cannot wait for next season. It's right now, we're in the middle of June. We got July and August coming up. After this, we got 2 more months until Flyers hockey makes its return. Guys, thanks for joining me. I'm glad I could share my thoughts on Ray Emery. If you guys have any favorite memories of Ray Emery, if you guys have any memories of Ray Emery, whether it be if you played for the Flyers or one of your teams, please let me know in the comment section below what your favorite Ray Emery moment was. Thank you and have a good day, everyone.